Good evening, friends. You know that about me, little. So no worries about. There is no need to explain much about me. But before that, we'll be looking into some different idea that today we are handling with. Now, uh, as there was one playlist I have created in the YouTube channel that like interesting novel reading sessions. So on every Saturday that I am going to reveal a story that nothing but an interesting novels that every Saturday that you will be going to have one novel that with you. There are so many candidates who are reading novels, and most of the time they find lack of time. Okay, deficient of time. Due to deficient of time they don't, or they won't be able to complete them on time. So what we are going to do here is I am going to explain all the novels. Okay, all the interesting novels only. Okay, not all, but those which I have already gone through them. So today I will be picking up one of my diaries that was I ever enough. The novel name is, you may be seeing this in internet somewhere else if at all you have a interest of reading novels. So this is, was I ever enough. So let us see here. Was I was I ever enough? Was I ever enough? Enough. So this is written by S. Ranjit Jain. Then why he might have given the title like this? Was I ever enough? I will be revealing this, the main motive behind given this title. Okay, but here before going to dwell into this novel, we must have to see there are some things that what we have to focus on. Those candidates who are in, this novel is completely deals with the two things. One is with whom we can continue our relationships, that to be continued with whom, continued with whom, continued with whom, and the same relationship that should not be continued with whom, and their characters. Okay, their characters. Relationship should not be continued with whom we are focusing on them. And what are the characters that a person who will stay with us forever they have, and what are the characters that a person who is going to leave us in between after trusting them. So we are going to deal, these are the things with him. Outcomes of a good person, or after making a friendship with them, or not good results after making, or we are going to at last end up with having nonsense things in our life. We do feel sometimes, why I have made a friendship with this kind of fellow. Regrets, you can say, regrets will be there with us. Okay, so here you see I will be introducing some of the characters here. Okay, in this novel I will be introducing some of the some of the characters over here in this. Now you see, now here in this novel he has given a twists, but I am not going to say as he has written, but I will be going to give you the characters names. Okay, character names, okay, at a one time, and then I will be explaining all. Okay, so first thing, main characters I will be introducing Vivan. Okay, Vivan. Okay, then second character is Advaika. Advika. And the third character is, here let me write like Meera. Okay, Meera. Third one is Meera. Here I will be writing Chanchal. Fourth character is Chanchal. Fifth character is Dhruv, Dhruva or Dhruv. You can say Dhruv. We have given Dhruv. And one more character is Avani and Nirav. Okay, 5, 6. Avani and Nirav. Avani and Nirav. Okay, and one more thing we are going to see here, Advika's mother, auntie. We mentioned them, auntie. We mentioned her, auntie. She is auntie. Okay, now you see here, Vivan. Vivan is a college student. Okay, Vivan is a college student who is frequently attempting interviews. Okay, he is looking for a job. Okay, he was looking for a job. And now Advika was a girl, software engineer. Software engineer. Software nothing but in tech company she is working as an employee. Okay, employee. Now her life is good. Okay, Advika's life is good. Now all of a sudden Advika, for example, here you see Chanchal. Chanchal is a boy. Okay, he's a boy. And now you see here, he proposes Advika one day. Not one day. He completely, revolves around Advika approximately 2 years. Okay, he mentions 2 years. After that, Advika one day accepts. Okay, one day accepts his proposal. Okay, Chanchal's proposal she accepts. And after instant acceptance of her, his proposal, he called Advika to the bed. Okay, bed. Hoping that you are understanding. Okay, he calls. Okay, when Advika goes to the Chanchal's room, he forces her for some kind of you may be understanding. He forces her that for the nonsense. Okay, then she slaps. Okay, she first requests, no, don't Anchal, don't behave in this manner. We have good relationship between us now, and you don't do this right now, and I don't have any kind of interest. Advika says, still Chanchal don't listen. I was waiting from so many days that for this moment, Advika, you please accept me today. So he tried to convince us. So when she don't accept Advika, then he forces her so much. But at the end, Advika refuses and slaps her hardly, and then she left the house. Okay, then that was the thing. Okay, during that moment, what was happened is she completely went into the depression. Like depression. Okay, depression, you can mention that stress. Okay, after so many days, Advika accepted, or what, had a trust. Okay, let me see that whether value is okay. Fine. After so many years, Advika had a trust on love, and then now the trust was completely broken by Chanchal. Okay, this is what case with Advika now. Okay, this is the things are happening with Advika. Now come to the Vivan. Okay, now come to the Vivan. Vivan was a student, and we know that he is just he's attempting, or he's going for frequent interviews to get a job. Okay, Okay, he has a father. Okay, but his character did not reveal much. He lost his mother. He lost his mother at childhood. Okay, and now Avani is the sister of Vivan. Okay, Neera was person who is brother-in-law of Vivan. Now you see here what happens. These are the character, actually they comes in between the novel. Okay, they just, but as I know that advanced, that is why I just revealed their names here over. But what he treats Avani as mother. Okay, since mother was dead. Okay, she was passed away in childhood. So Vivan deals Avani as his mother, and he feels like that because she serves as a mother only. Okay, she takes take care of home and everything. Now you may be imagining that what are the responsibilities or roles that are played by mother in our house. So you just imagine that. Now in this process, Vivan used to write good quotations. Okay, good quotations. So one day he has written one, he has written a good what a good one quotation, and then that was reached to the Mira through Instagram. Instagram Through Instagram, it reaches to Mira. Okay, now Mira all of sudden puts or put a question that how height you are. Okay, how height you are, how tall you are. What the question is, how what the question is, how tall you are, how tall you are. That was the question asked by the Mira to Vivan. Okay, to Vivan, and Vivan is not able to see that why. Okay, why this mischievous, okay, a rare question that she have asked, to a stranger. Okay, to a stranger, that to is Vivan, and Vivan don't know what to say. See, he just simply, who are you, he just types, he replies that, who are you. Then she says that, I am this and this. Okay, I am this and this, and I know you are better. I do follow you, and I do like your daily activities, that in Instagram. That he used to write good quotations. He is a writer actually. Okay, Vivan is a writer. So when this case, okay, they becomes little closer. She asked to meet Vivan. Okay, Vivan first instance he refuses, but she forces her to meet. When they meet, automatically Vivan falls in love with Mira. Okay, Vivan falls in love with the Mira. Now actual story starts. Okay, now actual story starts with the Mira. Okay, when this is happening, one day, he falls. Okay, one day he falls in her love, and that love has not lasted so many years. It was last 2 years. Okay, it was last 2 years. 2 years. After 2 years, since his father was a businessman. That businessman is like cloth storeroom. Okay, cloth storeroom. Okay, in this classroom, what are the wishes of his father? Okay, Vivan's father's wish is Vivan to be look after, or he has to look after the shop. Okay, and he must explore the business of his father. That is his view. Okay, but Vivan don't like that. Vivan wanted to go for the jobs, and he wanted to build his career in like tech sector. But in many ways he was rejected by all the companies, so many companies, and then obviously father starts criticizing Vivan, and Vivan don't know what to do next. Okay, in that case, some of the day, okay, some 1 day or 2 days, like whenever he gets time, he used to go to the shop, and there he used to do, sit into the car, in the car, or like what, a counter, and there he used to see the business. Okay, that's it. And one day what happens, he starts following Mira, and then Mira also, they both have communicated 2 years. Okay, they have gone through every area of their lives. You may be understanding what do I mean by every area. They have seen in and out of each other, and then after 2 years, Mira starts not liking Vivan. Okay, not liking Vivan. She simply ignores Vivan's phone call. Okay, since she enters in a relationship with some other guy who's unknown. Okay, there he mentions one name. Okay, who's unknown. Now you see what happens when she starts in a relationship with some other guy. Okay, I will be telling his name in between, like Rahul. Okay, his name was Rahul. I think Rahul is right. Okay, Rahul is right. Okay, Rahul. Then she starts ignoring Vivan's call, and Vivan don't know what to do. He went into the complete, he goes complete into the depression, and then he don't know when she don't pick up his call. He starts trembling. Okay, you know that feelings is, if you have fallen any, any of your face, okay, you just have to know that, that the feelings are, okay, they are unexpressed feelings. If at all you are going through this, you will be knowing. But you see here, he starts, everything, his feelings completely fluctuates now. Okay, dopamine releases excessively in his brain, and then now this happens. One day she will be, I will be telling you one thing. Okay, here you see, Vivan wanted to surprise Mira by writing a book. Okay, because that book is a wish. Okay, Mira's wish is the person who will love her, he must write a book on her, to describe her personality, to describe her character, to describe her behavior, to describe herself. That one person should be writing one day, one novel on her. Okay, then her wish. So Vivan thinks that, okay, Vivan thought that if he will be writing one novel, okay, one book on, Mira, and then he must be giving that, okay, on the birthday. Okay, on the birthday something October. Okay, October, you say that we are not concerned of that, dates, but you see here October something else. He starts writing that. It obviously takes 1 year. Okay, in this writing, okay, in this writing novel, the cover page was helped by Neera. Okay, and Avani also knows that Mira's character, and Mira frequently used to visit. I mentioned, one word, like they know each other in and out, and every family members, they knows that Mira. Okay, this was happening between them. Now after that, what happens? Now after that, when Rahul, starts, enters in his, Mira's life, Mira is going to ignore this Vivan. Okay, now Vivan don't know except that, writing good quotations and posting into the Instagram. This is what he was doing since last 1 year. Okay, last 1 year after Mira, last 1 year. Now one day Advika has seen the post of Vivan, and then Advika started following Vivan. Advika knows how the broken heart reacts. So she started, feeling very in deep of his words. Okay, she starts, feeling that obviously, because he has written. If you have this novel with you, okay, and then you are thinking when to read, when to finish this, you must go through this. Now you see, she starts feeling his words in deep. Okay, in deep. After that, after so many times, okay, after hundreds times, she texts Vivan. Vivan simply refuses. The proposal of Advika. Not direct proposal, to meet and have a coffee. Okay, to meet and have a coffee. That, to establish a friendship between them. Advika tries to, meet Vivan, but Vivan refuses so many times. And one day what happens? One day Vivan accepts the Advika. Okay, Vivan accepts the Advika, and Vivan now going very deep in, distress. Okay, now he is very bad in situation. Okay, he was very bad in situation. After departure, after, when Mira leaves Vivan, he starts watching some kind of other videos. Okay, in incognito mode, in private videos, he starts watching private videos. And after that, whenever he remembers Mira, he goes to that website and he just do that. Okay, that is what that happens, and that completely distress Vivan more and more. He goes into stress, feeling shame and awkward. One and the other feeling is killing him from inside. And in that moment, Advika comes into his life. Okay, first meeting goes fine, smooth, and then Vivan, after reaching home, Vivan says that why I have accepted Advika, that to meet, okay, just to meet, nothing have happened between. After so many meetings, they used to roam in the streets of having fun, okay, having fun in the sense, laughing loudly and roaming in the streets and eating samosa, chai, okay, this all happens with them, okay, eating some kind of street food, okay, they all do this. One day Advika proposes Vivan. Okay, then Vivan instantly he refuses that Advika, you don't know about me. That he explains completely. Okay, he explains, but some of the things. So some of the things he don't explains. Okay, in that moment, Vivan explains Advika all, but only two things. That he was watching private videos. Okay, private videos, and about the Mira. Okay, she knows. Advika knows that he had a broken heart, but that was Mira. That name did not reveal. Okay, Vivan did not reveal that name. Vivan did not reveal that name. Now you see what happens here. What happens after so many days? After obviously after 1 year. After 1 year, Dhruv also good friend of Vivan. Dhruv is good friend of Vivan, who was from Karnataka. Okay, Karnataka. He was from Karnataka. He was from Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai. You can imagine that she was from Mumbai. Okay, sorry, Vivan was from Mumbai. Now you see, sorry, not Bangalore, I think. Okay, sorry, yeah. He was from, Vivan was from Bangalore, Calcutta. And now you see, oh, sorry, yeah, I am very sorry, I am very, very, very sorry. Vivan from Calcutta. Okay, West Bengal. And now you see, Dhruv from Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore. Now you see, what happens, what starts between them. Dhruv also a good reader of Vivan's quotes in Instagram. So then there was a good friendship that was established between Vivan. The only one thing Vivan is hiding from Dhruv is with these private videos. These private videos only Vivan is hiding, and rest all the things are revealed to Dhruva, even about Meera also, okay, Meera also, and about Advika also. He was a close and close hurt, like close friend of in all those scenarios. But he did not say about this activity, that whatever Vivan is doing. Okay, since it was not good to share all the private things. Now you see, when Advika proposes one day, he refuses. That Advika, you don't know about me. Okay, you don't know about me. You just you can't make me feel happy. You can't make me, because I was already broken heart, and there was someone in my heart already. She is existing. Okay, and I don't. My heart is not having any kind of empty space to fill. Okay, now it is already completely filled with Meera. He don't directly say that Meera, that was a girl, but he says that I was already broken heart. Okay, you can't make it, you can't make it whole again once it was broken. Now you see here, once it had broken. Now you see, Advika at the end, okay, she proposes, he refuses. She proposes, he disposes. He refuses, not disposes. He refuses. She proposes, he refuses. One day, what happens? Vivan accepts. But not heartfully. Vivan says that Advika, that I am not going to make you happy in life, but you still don't, I am accepting you. Then after that the auntie, okay, after that he was a completely, I can describe his character. He was completely unstable person. Okay, thoughts are completely fluctuating in him. Okay, he was weak personality, but not Advika. Advika was so strong, and she having a good vision on her life. She was a optimistic. You can say she was an optimistic. Optimistic, nothing but a person who is expecting something good is going to happen in his or her life. That was optimistic, the meaning of. Now you see here, Advika was a strong girl, but now you see here, Vivan was a weak boy, and Vivan completely fluctuated brain. Okay, now it comes to between the relationship starts, there is a bird, there is a bird, like a small bird that is going to be blossom between them. That was a love. Now you see, Advika starts falling in love with Vivan. Okay, with Vivan. Now what happens? Vivan first he refuses, next he refuses. So many times he refuses, but still Advika don't listen to Vivan. But auntie says that Vivan, no, no. Okay, Vivan, she says that to Vivan. Vivan, if you don't love Advika, don't move this much close to with the Advika. Okay, Advika already once she had already broken her heart. Okay, her heart was already broke. Okay, now if you come and leave from her life, now again she may be going into the depression. In between, Advika also had some kind of office work. She used to go to office and then come and stress, tiredness, all the things are on Advika's head. Not only this, okay, not only this, but still Advika used to manage all the things simultaneously. Now you see here, auntie is a good, okay, auntie is she was a democratic, nothing but you are understanding that she is free. Okay, she is free, she is not a so strict mother. Now you see here, when Advika proposes, one day Advika visits Vivan home. Vivan just don't picks up the Advika's call. When this happens, Advika reaches to his home and then she knocks the door of Vivan. Vivan does not open the door. Okay, he did not open the door. Now what happens? She cries a lot. Okay, that night completely passed, and in that house, Avani is also there. Let me tell you in 1 second that Avani and Nirav were also both college friends, and after that they becomes, a wife and husband also. Nirav was a lower caste fellow. Okay, Nirav was a lower caste fellow, and Avani's father will not accept him as his son-in-law. But Vivan helps them to be come together. Okay, Vivan helps them. He also speaks with the mother, his father, and then he just sort out the things in simple way, and then they are fine now. But now you see here where we are. Now you see when Advika goes into he do not respond goodly, and then she comes back, and then office days are passing as usual. But later one day what happens? Advika proposes again Vivan, then Vivan again refuses. Okay, again Vivan refuses, and then one day Advika calls Vivan to her house. Okay, Vivan to her house. When her parents were not at home. Okay, now Vivan moves. Vivan visits her house, and then there was a small movement. They merges each other. Nothing but hoping that you are understanding. So they just combines each other. Okay, they just feel one. Okay, they felt one now. And then everything happens between them, and then Vivan starts feeling regrets. And in that moment, Advika asks one question. Can you tell me, Vivan, who is Meera? Okay, who was that girl who broken your heart? Now he starts revealing all the story what had happened with the Meera. That what I told you before, that was to be explained here, but I have explained you in advance. No matter. One day they were met in Chandini, station. It is a metro station in the Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai metro station. So there they used to meet that frequently, and that was the things that happens. You don't need to go in deep with them. But you see. Okay, Meera was a girl, and she fallen in love with Vivan, and then that the things are going. Okay, in that way, she one day leaves, and then that happens. Okay, now you see when Advika asks question, he used to reveal all the things now, and then Advika starts loving more to the Vivan. She feels that Vivan's heart was very pure, but she might have to know that he is a weak person. Okay, doing friendship with the weak persons, you never is going to have good life. Don't do it, as what I can say. Those who has a courage to do anything, those who are who will be, or who who will take the risk in their life, do friendship with them. Either you do or die. But yeah, everybody they have to take at certain point of their lifetime risk. Without taking risk, you can't, you can't swim the, thing, in water. Okay, you just have to go. Okay, go and fight anywhere. But Vivan is not that kind of person. But Advika was. Okay, Advika is, you can say. This happens now when they had a physical, intimacy with each other. When they had that, after that day, Vivan leaves. Then and the things are going as usual. But Vivan discommunicated with completely of Advika. He don't speak with Advika. Then what happens? Advika shocks now. Okay, I might have done something wrong with the Vivan. She starts thinking so much about Vivan, but Vivan the idiot, that he don't realize how much Advika is loving him. Okay, he don't realize that. He don't realize that. I am very sorry I used the word Vivan is. Okay, maybe if you at all, brother, if you watching this video, and I am very sorry for that. Now you see, but your character that you have mentioned, that was me that I am explaining. That's it. Okay, I have not personally added any extra stuff here. Okay, don't think that I was criticizing your personality, brother. Okay, now you see here. Now you see what happens. Now what happens? Advika moves. Okay, Advika moves and everything goes usually. Advika, goes into the depression, and then Advika's mother again calls Vivan, and then Vivan and Advika meets for one coffee, and then completely Vivan says that we are not going to meet anymore in the future. He wanted to completely disconnect with the Advika, but when Meera appears, okay, Meera appears again in Chandni Chowk. Okay, in Chandni station. Chandni Chowk is in Delhi. Okay, Chandni station is in Mumbai. Okay, you must be knowing that. Okay, Chandni Chowk. Don't remember Delhi is Chandni Chowk. Okay, now you see. Now you see here what happens. Vivan realizes vigorously with the Advika. During that, Meera appears. Then Meera is with the Rahul, and she was in a party mode. And then Vivan goes to Meera and asks, why do you leave me, Meera? For what reason? Was I never enough you? Okay, that kind of questions he asks, and then she hardly slaps Vivan, and then just completely goes that everywhere. Whatever the book he has written for the Meera on Meera's character, that book was not yet opened by the Meera. Okay, then how do you have to feel? Okay, what are the feelings of Vivan? You just have to go through them. Okay, now you see here, Advika. Okay, Advika starts crying. Okay, Advika starts crying, and she completely not in her hand now. Okay, and after looking that, auntie feels very bad. Okay, auntie feels very bad, and then now what happens? Things are moving in this way. Okay, things are moving in this way. Vivan finally he left Advika, and Advika don't know what to do. She waited so many years, 2 to 3 years for the Vivan. Still Vivan don't have that. In between, some part I have deleted personally because they are sensitive things. Okay, they are sensitive things. Some instances are there. Okay, what had happened when Advika visited Vivan in which mood? I mean in which stage he was completely exhausted. Why that? Because of the incognito that I am not going to reveal that, but the things are very worst happened with the Vivan. And then later Vivan and Advika, they discommunicated each other, and they just went away, or you can say just they are now departed away. And Advika's wish is, was I ever enough to you, Vivan? Okay, was I ever enough? Nothing but I never, or in future I will never enough. Okay, I will never enough. Nothing but you can say that whatever the love that she had, whatever the care she had taken for Vivan in his weak moment, like when he falls sick, there are some instances when he falls sick, she completely comes to his house and he cares all the things. Okay, she cares all the things about Vivan. Okay, though Vivan also visits his house and he also take care of Advika in some times, but still Advika, she was a good girl. Okay, she was a good girl. Okay, and Vivan also, I don't say that he's a bad boy, but I can say that he was unstable man. Unstable man. He can't control his life along. Okay, he can't control. The things are not in hand. Okay, he just was addicted to some kind of stuff, and that was completely ruining his life in deep, and from inside that is completely killing him. So outside he was just roaming here and there. One day he completely he completely goes mad. That is some kind of things. Okay, I am not explaining them, but this was the things. Okay, these are the things I have mentioned in this novel, and this was, see, I can explain everything in detail, but this is what I can say. This was the description. Okay, I can't explain this more than this. Okay, and we will be meeting again in next Saturday evening at this time, and that time I will be coming to you with a different kind of good novel. There are so many novels are there with me, and I am reading them, and I have read them so many, and among them this was once novel. And but in after 2 months we will be completely reading academic novels, but this 2 months to make you with the familiarity. Okay, to bring you in this mode, I just have picked up this. Thank you very much. And you know that about me, and if you have any kind of doubt, you can call me to this number. Okay, 918. Okay, 918 2232 585. You can call me anytime. Okay, anytime, nothing but night. Okay, evening 8, between 8 to 9. Okay, 8 to 9, this was your time. Okay, don't call me all the whole day. Okay, I may be not picking up your mobile phone. Thank you very much for watching this video.